What's up, y'all? Y'all know who it is, your boy JP the Install Guy, hoping to make your install life a little bit easier. Today I'm going to show you how to bypass your factory amplifier, just in case if your factory amp doesn't work and you're trying to install an aftermarket radio. You can actually have the aftermarket radio power all of your door speakers, and these are the type of things that you're into. Please consider subscribing or following, because these are the things that we do here at the channel. Anything car audio or install related, that is what the channel is about. Behind the radio, we already have our 8113 wire harness installed, but we're not utilizing the RCA low-level signal because the factory amp does not work. So we have soldered our power wires and power antenna, and on the speaker harness for the back of the radio, we have soldered and heat shrinks our 9-wire. This is multi-conductor wire, speed wire, wherever you want to call it, by InstallBay, and it has 9 wires in it, 8 speaker wires plus 1 remote turn on. We already cut the remote turn on because we're not hooking up any type of aftermarket amplifier. We just need to tap into the factory. In this Toyota, the factory JBL amplifier is behind the glove box. You can tell that this is an amp because all of the heat sinks that's on the side to dissipate the heat from the power that this outputs to all the speakers inside the vehicle. Particular amplifier, you have 2 wire harnesses. This bottom one is going to be the input harness, and the top one is going to be the output harness. You can kind of tell this is the input because this is smaller gauge wires, and some of these wires coincide with what's behind the factory radio. Now here we have some larger gauge wires, and we also have some twisted pair and taped up wires. This may already be telling us which pairs of wires goes together as far as positive and negative. Now what we don't know is what wire goes to which speaker, and I'm going to show you how to find that out. This right here is another InstallBay part. It is the speaker polarity tester and tone generator. We're going to use this to tone all of our speakers to try to find the locations of the speakers that we have. A lot of old school guys would just use a 9-volt battery or something like that, but this thing is not expensive. We do have it on the website, so that's what we're going to use. We got these things clamped to some test leads, and what we're going to do is we're going to probe the back of this harness to see which speaker is going to actually pop. So now that I have those 2 test leads probed in a pair of speakers, I want to press the speaker test button, and we see that this is the speaker that is popping. Now if you can see, the speaker is actually popping inward. So what that tells us is that our polarity is switched. The positive is not on the positive and the negative is not on the negative. So what I want to do is twist these around, and now that those are twisted around, that speaker is popping outward. And with that, we know that the light green in this first pair of speakers is going to be the positive for our passenger front speaker, and the blue is going to be the negative for our passenger front speaker. Now that we found that pair, we want to go ahead and disconnect it. I don't like cutting wires too short, so I'm just going to leave a little bit here, and this should be enough for us to connect our 9-wire to. I'll cut that away. I went ahead and stripped the wire back a good bit, and we also did the same thing for the pair of speaker wires that represent the passenger front side from our aftermarket 9-wire. Now I pre-cut some heat shrink and put them on there already. That way when I solder, this will already be on, and I just have to slide that up and then heat it over. And now that we have this one done, we gotta do that 3 more times for the other speakers inside the vehicle. A couple things to realize or remember when you're trying to bypass your factory amp is, 1, your aftermarket radio is only going to power 4 speakers because it only has 4 channels, and is usually at a 4 ohm resistance. What that means is that if you're trying to bypass it and you're still using your factory speakers but they're at a 2 ohm resistance, then your aftermarket radio might not be able to power it efficiently enough without cutting itself off, because it only provides power at 4 ohms. So in that case, you may need to do a bypass and go to a 4-channel. This vehicle has a 7-speaker system, 2 dash speakers, 2 door speakers, 2 side panel speakers, and a factory JBL sub. But since this radio can only power up 4 speakers, they're going to have to get multiple amplifiers to retain the full sound. Not only that, there's a component set inside this vehicle, and what that means is you have a separate
tweeter that runs all your high frequencies, and then you have a mid woofer that takes care of all your mid to low frequencies. So with the aftermarket radio trying to send a full range signal, it will not be able to play full range coming out of the 4 speakers that we chose because it can't play those frequencies. So we're gonna have to change those out into a full range speaker. And at this time, I would like to give a special shout out to all the people that choose to support the channel. Whether you guys go down in the description and get all your products from those links, or you get one of those fan subscriptions from the Patreon or the website, you give me a super thanks because I gave you some type of value. All that goes a long way with me, and I greatly appreciate it. And if you're somebody who's trying to get into car audio for the first time, or you've been out of car audio for a while and you're trying to get back into it, I have made the Introduction to Car Audio course ebook volume 1, starting with car stereos. We go over wire colors, go over different types of connections, the tool that you need, and I'll give you guys a whole lot of pro tips and things to look out for, and it is live on the website right now. And that's about it for this one, man. I hope you guys find some type of value. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment if you want to. Until next time, this is your boy JP signing out, telling y'all to keep going, keep growing, and have a blessed day. Peace.